One of the best things to support you in achieving the goals that you have is to get to know yourself better. This is about knowing what your priorities are and why those things are important to you. When you identify what it is that you want and why you want that thing, you can then start to recognize the habits and activities that you currently have that are supporting you in those priorities. So for me, my health is a huge priority for me. I have experienced poor health and the effects of a serious health challenge. And I recognized how important my health was through that and how much I wanted to be able to have a strong and healthy body so that I could feel confident that my body was able to support me through the activities I wanted to participate in and the time I wanted to spend with my family and friends. So when I think about my health, it's not a priority because I want to look a certain way or I want a certain number on the scale. It's really about how I feel and knowing that I am supporting my physical health in a way that will continue to benefit me over and over many years to come. So, once you've identified what your priorities are and why those things are priorities for you, take a look at the habits that you have. What are the things you're currently doing that support those priorities? And get really curious. This for me is a time when I notice often that self judgment comes up. Self awareness it's not does not require judgment and criticism. It's actually a practice of recognizing the difference between self-awareness and the criticism and judgment of yourself that can come up when you're aware of something that maybe you don't enjoy or don't like. So, when I think about my own self awareness, I recognized as I was thinking about goals for the new year how much I had started to lean on convenience foods, whether it was takeout or fast food or just something that I could, pop in the microwave. Um, I had really started to have a large portion of my meals were around those sort of convenience foods because I had a very busy schedule, a lot of, competing priorities for my time that cooking meals and planning out my meals, which I used to do more regularly, had started to become less and less frequent. So when I think about how can I take what I'm currently doing and make an adjustment so that I can start to see the improvements that I want? How can I, start to shift my habits and my patterns to better support my priorities? I can recognize that meal planning for me has been huge. Putting on a simple piece of paper, here's what I'm going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day of the week, and doing that for usually 7 to 10 days in advance gives me comfort. It gives me a clear understanding of what I'm going to eat so that when I'm rushing out the door to go to work or I find myself hungry for a snack, I don't need to rely on my brain, which is hungry and wants immediate gratification. I can look at, oh, well, here's what I already have prepared. And I can pull out that container of grapes or pull out the container of celery and hummus and know that I've already decided in advance this was a good choice that will support me in the things that I've already identified. They're important to me. My health is very important to me. So to not invest some time in thinking about how I can continue to, make that priority more intentional is out of alignment with me saying that that's an important thing. Now, none of this means that I don't still enjoy the spontaneity of, a piece of dessert or some sort of, junk food. Absolutely. But when your habit is in alignment with your priorities, then the spontaneity of something that you're choosing to enjoy is very different. The feeling around it is very different than if that's the pattern. If the pattern is always that I don't have any plan, I'm just really hungry and I have a short period of time to go get something to eat and then return to my other appointments or commitments, it's a very different decision that you're experiencing. So you're setting yourself up for success and you're becoming aware of yourself, being more, more self-aware, I guess, is the way to kind of wrap it all up and say that you're getting to know yourself better. So I encourage you to take a few minutes today and let yourself think about not only what your priorities are, but why are those priorities for you? And with a curious hat on, not judgment, get curious about what are your current habits? What are the current activities that you're doing that do or don't support those priorities? And what is a small adjustment that you could make this week in order to become more supportive of those priorities that you've identified? If you want to share, I would love to hear what you have thought of as you go through this exercise. But I encourage you to take a few minutes this week or today to do this exercise so that you can continue to gain the self-awareness that will help you to reach whatever goals you set for yourself. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.